do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. F it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Nintendo Talk Live. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by the greatest Capri in all the land, Chelsey Capri. What is up, Chelsey?
Hi, Bobby. It's been too long.
I know, it's been way too long.
Yeah.
I need to kick Sean off my shows and bring you on, because I enjoy talking to you more than him. He likes to fight, you know, as you just saw. He gets real nasty with me.
In his defense, he's a little stressed out right now. He's working on a computer that's been taking him a long time to deal with, so...
Don't make excuses for him.
Nah.
Don't make excuses for him.
I'm the best.
He's a grown man. He's a grown man. He can, you know... because this is my name. Cat? Cat is your name. Okay. Hello, Cat. How are you? Gamer, what is up? The Triple J Zoo, how are you doing? Joey Splats is in the house. How are you guys doing tonight? I'm assuming Sean will show up any minute and say, you know, I'm here, Bobby. But whatever. So, what have you been up to? How's mom life been?
It's good. It's, you know, it's busy. It's Christmas. So I think that your wife may actually taught me, and I didn't think that was possible, on her Christmas spirit.
Oh, she's
because... Yeah, I thought I was crazy, but no, Tony has me beat like tenfold, so I'm impressed, and I think that we need to be friends like in real life.
Well, I don't see why you're not.
Well, distance.
Yeah, but that's, you know, please. You guys can have Skype chats every day. You know,
that's fair.
That's whatever. Fair. No, she is pretty intense. She used to have this year. This year she's scaled it back a little bit. Typically she has like 2 trees up and like done, ready, like a month ago. And the funny thing was like I was down here and I was doing something. I don't know. I'm always down here doing stupid stuff. And I go upstairs and like it's done. And I was like, what happened? Like I went downstairs and it was the Paul's household. I go upstairs and now it's North Pole. Like what happened up here? Like she's bad.
She's like me. You got to get it done. You know, you can't piss around with that stuff.
No. You went crazy too. Like Sean left for Toronto, right? And you just...
Yeah, I stalled though. I like got everything set up, and then I like lost my win. Like you got to do it all at once because you get excited, and then when a couple boxes sit out, you're like, oh, I got to deal with that still. And then a week goes by, you're like, then it's no fun anymore. Then it's just a chore. You're like, I got to get that box out of the room. And so, yeah, we do 3, like, little trees. You can't see the one behind us. And then a big tree. Like, I'm not, like, super, super crazy. I'm all tangled. Hold on, I've run over my cord.
No problem.
There we go.
Take your time. Now, she, there's a guy, a YouTuber that I'm friends with that I watch and stuff. His name's Josh Thomas. And Tony has taken a liking to Josh just because he is insane when it comes to Christmas. He's got like, the other day we were streaming, we were talking, and he starts giving me a tour of his house. He's got like 4 trees. He's got like stirs for his hot chocolate that are like candy, and I'm like, what is? He's like, yeah, I bought this by the case, and I'm like, oh my god, man, who does this stuff? But it was pretty awesome. It was awesome.
I like that because so many people now are like, oh, Christmas, it's, you know, it's no fun anymore, and I want to be a Grinch, and I'm like, no way, Christmas is still the best.
Yeah,
so
Christmas is a lot of fun.
I'm happy that Tony's like that.
This year I went crazy. As opposed to years past, I actually, because normally I was working at this job that was like, come holiday time, like it would be 2-3 weeks straight, no days off. So I didn't have time to think about holidays. And if I didn't finish shopping before Thanksgiving, like, forget about it. Like, there was no time to maintain between Thanksgiving and Christmas because I had like 2 weeks off. 1 week was a waste because I was just spent. So I basically had a week to get Christmas shopping done and then try to wrap, which I was doing like the day before Christmas. And you know, it was a little stressful. So this year, I would just, when it was slow at work, I would just sit there and go like, what do I want to do for, oh, you know, I'm going to buy Tony this. And I would buy it on Best Buy. And I would go on my lunch break and go pick it up and come home. And then, or come back to the office. And then, so I had like a little room over here where I was just like storing stuff. And I was having stuff shipped in. And I was like, just putting it away. Like each week I was buying like a big gift. Went a little overboard, but whatever, you know.
I'm picturing like this secret panel in like your room where like you remove like the drywall from behind like a picture.
It was all. I don't know if you can see. It was all in this little panel back here. Can you see it?
Oh yeah.
I just popped that off. Actually, that's water pipes. That's not.
I was like, I was just kidding. You had me fooled.
No. It's all. Josh Stapleton, how are you doing, sir? Thank you. Chelsey also.
Hi, Josh.
On my nice shirt. It's a lovely shirt. Richard Turner, how you doing? So Chelsey, it always amazes me. I have a real disdain for Sean for one reason, and that's because he took you from the world of Nintendo. And what I mean by that is you were working for Nintendo. Like you,
oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And he like was like, no, we're not going to let you do that. You come over this way. And like,
to be fair, that I quit with Nintendo before Sean existed in my life. But if you want to blame him, I'm okay with that. That's fine. That's fine.
Keep that blame going.
He wasn't there yet, but subconsciously I knew. I'm like, one day I'm going to meet this guy, and he's going to be like, you can't work here, so I may as well just give it up now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
Here's a good question, because Josh Stapleton just said, what's on your guys' Christmas wish list? So what's something that you really want for Christmas?
Man, I have a pretty extensive list. I'm a very practical person, but I also, you could go into literally any store in the world and find something for me, guaranteed. Okay. I am very easy to shop for. Mm-hmm. I was just at Walmart, my most hated store in the world, but I was just there, and they had really cool, those little lights. You have a Mario one, and I have a Link one.
The Pixel
yeah, they have a Fallout one. The Fallout.
Fallout Boy. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
I think I bought Tony one of those.
Nice.
So she has that. I can't remember, but I thought there was two of them. I thought one was black and white.
Ooh.
And one was a color one.
I just saw the color one.
Yeah. So I can't remember. I think I bought her the color one.
Nice.
I also have a Mega Man one. And then
I
stopped buying them. Cool. Yeah, I stopped buying them because I thought this could go down a weird rabbit
hole. I was gonna say they're kind of like the Funko Pops, right? Now they all have numbers and stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, this is dangerous. So I bought Link the Mario one to go with his nursery, and then I had to get him the Link one.
Of course.
Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing like super cool or significant. I kind of want a GoPro.
I think they started. You want a GoPro?
Yeah, I think that would be probably the most like techie thing on my Christmas list. I don't even know if it's on my Christmas list.
Yeah.
It's just I'd like one.
Yeah, Patrick from Nintendo said, "Who we get the better Capri tonight?" I agree completely, Patrick. For me, I actually asked for an Xbox One.
Oh, you're coming to the dark side.
I know. I'm a little nervous. And then it was funny because Tony did say to me something I was thinking, like, she's like, all you play is your Switch. When are you going to have time for an Xbox? And I was like, I know. Because I stopped playing my PS4 completely. Like, I haven't touched that thing in months. And, like, since the Switch came out, like, that's where my life has been. Like, I was just playing, I actually was almost late to this because of the fact that I was playing, I think it's called Tales of Blossom. It's almost like a top-down Zelda, like old school, and it is amazing. Like, this game is so good. But but I've been playing that stuff. I've been playing everything. There's so much coming out on the Switch right now. It's insane, and I can't keep up is the problem. So
you don't even know. My backlog is unbelievable. And I also don't know why I said you came over to the dark side, because I actually just started playing Xbox. I'm not an Xbox fan. I'm a PlayStation fan and a Switch fan. But
you should be a Switch fan first, but apparently you're just
I know. I'm an Animal Crossing fan right now. That's what I'm playing.
Are you playing the mobile game?
Yeah, I keep meaning to tell Tony to add me actually, but I know a mobile game. Like, I never thought in a million years that would be. And I mean, that's nothing against mobile gamers. No. I just, to me, that's a different totally genre of gamer, and that's fine, and you do you. But yeah, no, it's great because I feed Link at night, and I'm sitting there doing nothing, waiting for him to eat and go to bed. And it's like the perfect little game for that. So I've been really loving it.
So Joseph Moran just said, I'm in a loud restaurant at the moment. I'm just here to say, Chelsey, I have beef with your son Link. He is too cute and he's stealing my fame with his adorableness. Keep him in line. So
yeah, I don't know what to say. I can't control that.
Yeah, you can. Yes, you can. Because let me explain something to you. I wanted to do like a promo picture of this. Do you know how long it took me to find a picture of just Chelsey? And I couldn't even do that. I had to find one of you and Link, and I was like, okay, I'll take this one, I'll use this one.
So
your Twitter feed is inundated with pictures of Link. So it is your fault.
Okay, well, I'm a proud mom, so shut up, Bobby. First of all. Second of all, for the record, I didn't have pictures of myself before Link, because I'm the photographer, so if you want pictures of Sean, I'll give you about 30 million of those.
Yes, this is true. This is true.
You could just have photoshopped like my head, like a cartoon head on Sean of me.
Yeah. Josh Stapleton just said Joseph equals Ganondorf. Which is pretty true. So the last, I can't remember if you had gotten into Zelda the last time we spoke, or if you didn't or not. And how much time have you put into Zelda?
And not enough. I put in, if I had to guess, I would say probably like 15 hours, which I know for that game is just like a drop in the bucket.
Yeah, you haven't done anything yet.
The first 6 or so hours took me a long time to get through, because I was like, I kept looking at Sean and going, I don't like this game. Like, I don't want to be that person, but I don't like it. Yeah. I don't know. And then I play some more, and I'm like, this is so boring, and it's not my Zelda. Like, it's not the Ocarina of Time. Mm-hmm. And then I finally got over, because it took me so long because I was pretty bored with it. So once I finally got over the I forget what the name of the first area is called.
Oh, the Great Plateau.
Yeah, so finally when I got past that, and I found horses, and I was introduced to cooking.
Yeah.
And then I was hooked.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything.
It feels like once you get off the Great Plateau, the game just, boom, explodes. And it's like, not only that, you don't realize, like, you look on that map and you go, because you're looking at like a map that's like this big. Yeah. It's like a postage stamp. And you see this little dot, and it's like, oh, that's a big chunk of the area. But you don't realize the Great Plateau is nothing compared to what's out there. And it is madness. I remember when E3 happened, and they were like, yeah, we're going to just show the Great Plateau at E3. And that's all they showed over the week. And I was like, why are they blowing so much of this game? They're just giving the game away. And I'm like, yeah, they didn't even give a fraction of the game away. Like, it's crazy.
So how did you, like, okay, so I have both the ADD, but I actually do have ADD. And so it's really, really tough for me to sit down and look at this huge map. And I'm like, this is why I've never played open world games until Fallout. Yeah. And it's overwhelming. Like, I keep finding shrines, and I'll do them as I find them, but I'm not doing anything else in the game. I'm just wandering around, I'm cooking, I'm finding horses, and I know, like, that's how a lot of people have played it.
Yeah.
But
just
like,
naturally, let it come to you. For me, what I did was, I really early on. So what happens is you come off the Great Plateau. Typically, I mean, I don't know what exactly you did, but I came off the Great Plateau and I saw a shrine, and I was like, I'm gonna go to that shrine.
Yeah.
And I go down and I do the shrine, but just before you get to the shrine, actually, there's a tower. And I activated the tower. And, like, this explosion
I think I did that too, yeah.
Yeah, this explosion happens, and the tower pops up, and all of a sudden you start to see, like, oh, that just unlocked some map. Okay, so now I'm gonna look for shrines, but I'm also looking for towers. And that's what I started doing in the very beginning. And then, I think I was 50 hours in, and I stumbled into my first actual village, which was the Rudo, which is northwest corner, and I went in there and I was like, wow, I shouldn't even be here. Like, I don't even know how I got here. But I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna play. And then next thing you know, it was like, I'm just playing and playing and playing, and then boom, like, and the crazy thing was, like, at the same time, Sean and Toby and I were all playing, and we were in totally different areas of the world. And we were all kind of doing the same gameplay of just, like, taking out shrines, hitting it. But I was more focused on towers and shrines. My main goal was to unlock the entire map. And that's what I did. I unlocked the entire map, and then I was like, okay, game on. Let's go. And then I just started, like, going, okay, I took down this divine beast, now I gotta take down another. And then after I took down my second, I started going guardian hunting. And, like, because at that point, I actually had the balls to face a guardian.
See, this is way more strategic than me. So my play so far, even though I haven't played a lot, is, oh, there's a shrine. I'm going to walk towards that. Oh, a horse. Oh, a cooking thing. And then I spend literally an hour cooking. I'm like, oh, I got to go to bed now. I've walked 3 feet.
Stop cooking.
Oh, cooking is so much fun.
It's crazy because you can throw some stuff together, and I love when, like, the best time to cook is when the red moon comes up.
Right.
Because then almost everything you cook is powerful. Like, you can throw garbage in there, and it's going to be it's actually going to come out good. So
I stress Sean out with my cooking because I put stuff in. He's like, don't put that in there. That's not going to do anything. I'm like, you don't know that. Let me see. And it usually ends up just garbage.
Don't listen to Sean. Just enjoy the game at your own pace.
Yeah, I got to get back to that. That's high on my priority list. But
there was another game that I was really hopeful that you would jump in and start playing, and I haven't ever heard or seen you play, and that's Splatoon 2. Like,
I was playing it for a while,
yeah.
But I was playing it at weird hours because so Link was waking up in the middle. Well, he kind of does still, but he was waking up in the middle of the night pretty consistently. So I would play at like 4 a.m.
Okay.
Which I doubt. Although with the time difference, maybe you would have been up at that time. But
4 a.m, I'm at work. I'm not thinking about.
So yeah, I didn't play a ton, but I was really good. I have to say, maybe it's because of the times I'm playing at.
Well, you're also playing, at 4 a.m. For you, 4 a.m, I would think that you're facing a lot of Japanese players.
Yes, it's all the letters were
just
Japanese or whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Kanji and whatever. That's the one thing that I learned very quickly, because when I was playing Splatoon 1, I would play at night and play with my friends and all that stuff, and it was typically North America. And then I would also wake up at 5 a.m. and play before work.
Okay.
And that's when I would play all Japanese players.
Right.
And it's 2 different gaming styles. Completely. Japanese likes to do, like, you can have a speck of ink that big on the map, and you're thinking, like, oh, there's nothing. And you'll go running by, and bang, this dude jumps up and shoots you. And I'm like, you son of a... Like, what are you doing laying in that... Like, there's map to paint. Why are you laying in the ink like an idiot? And, yeah, so, I don't know.
With what you just said, I've decided that I don't like team sports. I don't like team sports in real life, and I don't like being on a team in a game. I don't play well with others, as it turns out.
So you don't have to really play with each other.
Well, I know, but everyone
paint the stuff and just ignore everybody on your team. And
with Splatoon, you can do that a little bit more, I think. Yeah, but people have strategy, and I guess with Nintendo too, you're not really voice chatting as much either. So you really can.
Yeah.
But do they have it so that you will be on the... Because when I was playing, if you and I were playing, we may end up against each other rather than on the same team. Is that still the case?
Yes.
They haven't fixed that?
No. Well, it's not that it fixed it. It's just they're rotating. They do have it where, like, if we go into a room together, like, if we create a room, then we can pick teams and all that stuff.
But right, but then you have to have the full amount of players.
Yeah. But then when you do turf war, no, you can't team up. I think because they don't want that. They don't want, like, you and me and Sean and whoever on Skype and going, like, okay, here we go.
But why not?
Because if you're playing against randoms, you can do it in, like, when you get higher up, like when you do league play. Right. Then you can create teams and go in. But it's not fair, honestly, unless they created a section like team versus teams. Then it's fine. But if you, me, and Sean, and trust me, I played against guys like this, where you would see, like, they all have the same name, and it's like, this can't be good. This is bad. And they all, for some reason, get synced up on the same game, and we would be wiped out the entire time. And here they're on headsets, they're playing together, they're hanging out, having a good time, and it was like it was weird because when it wasn't those four on the same team, it was like 2 and 2. They'd be like hanging off on the ledge, like just jumping up and down and stuff. And I'm like, what are you doing? And they're just hanging out. They're not playing the game. And I'm like, but the minute they all got on the same team, lights out. And I was like, so you're just hanging out on Skype and you're just whatever. And then the minute you guys get together, it's like, okay, it's time to go. It's weird, but I think that's mainly why they don't.
Yeah.
Win. Because it would be it's gonna. Honestly, if you're on that receiving end of that and you're just basically randomized in with a bunch of people, you don't want to play against people like that because it's not fun. It's like you're getting wiped out within seconds. They're on top of you the entire time. You can't move because they're strategizing the whole time.
Yeah.
And that's not really.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. So I think ultimately, now if they opened up voice chat, different ball game because then you could be like, but I don't like talking to strangers.
I know, me either. Although I prefer to talk to strangers than I do people I know.
I'd rather talk to people I know. You know, ideally, I would rather play like this. Like the best times that I had playing are with Sean when we're on Skype.
Yeah.
And like we have the computer going and we're on Skype and we can see each other because it feels like you're playing together with your buddy.
Well, and I like that because I can listen to you guys. Even though I'm not playing, I'm doing something else, I'm still like, I'm included. I have friends.
Yeah. So, like, we'll play and we'll have a good time and all that stuff. So, I enjoy that. Like, honestly, when ARMS came out, and me and Sean had this conversation, we think that when the global test punches were happening, ARMS really wasn't a good game. But because we were having such a good time hanging out together for the hour that they had the test punch, we bought the game. And then we realized, yeah, this game kind of sucks. Like, you know, unless you're playing all the time with your buddy. And it's like, yeah. So I wound up getting rid of it pretty quickly. And I don't know. Sean still has it, but I know he was. I don't think he's played it.
I don't think he's played it. I was just going to ask you if you've been playing that at all.
Yeah. No, I haven't touched it. I can't. Yeah. That's not my thing. What about Odyssey? What's your...
I haven't played it yet. I've watched Sean play it for a little bit. I know, I was like, this is the second time I've been on a Nintendo show, and I have nothing to offer.
Why are you here?
Why am I here? I'll go get Sean.
You're here because it's just not the current stuff. It could be... You know, we can get into your Nintendo credit in a minute for those.
Well,
just kind of like,
I know. I really want to play both Zelda, and here's the thing. So I have been playing a lot of games lately, believe it or not. I've made the time. I've been totally hooked on stupid PUBG, and I hate that I like that game, and same with Fortnite, and I hate that I like it, and every time I'm playing it, I don't know, it's not that good. It really isn't, but it's really addictive. And so every time I'm playing it, I'm like, I should be playing Zelda or Mario or something that's not this. And I'm pretty good, though, at Fortnite, and then I get cocky. And then as soon as I'm good at a game, I'm like, I just like Fallout. Why do you think I play so much Fallout? I'm good at it.
Yeah.
So I need to get good at Zelda. I need to put Mario in my Switch. That's the problem. I need to, like, because we don't have the... I don't know if we have the digital copy of that. So I might even have to borrow Sean's Switch for that one. I don't know.
But you guys have two, right? You guys have
so
two
we
Switches.
we each have a Switch. And no, we did. I got him the cartridge. So we do have the physical copy.
Yes. Because you bought that for his birthday.
Yeah, that's right. I bought it.
Yeah, because I remember I had beat the game and he still didn't even have it yet. And he was like, and I was like,
that took a long time.
Why did you buy it from Amazon? He's like, it was a Christmas, it was a birthday present. I had no choice. And I was like, go yell at Chelsey now.
I know, 100% my fault. But we get a huge discount on those, so...
Listen, nobody predicts that Amazon would be that bad with shipping right now.
I think now we do.
Well, now we do. I don't buy anything from them. I buy everything from Best Buy now. Because at least in the United States, we have Gamers Unlocked. So that gives me the same discount as Amazon.
Oh, well, there you go.
And the nice thing is, if I pre-order a game from Best Buy, I get the 20% off plus a $10 gift certificate instantly.
Nice.
So it's like, that's a win-win, man.
$10 to your next game.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
So I love it. You know, it's great for me. I can't get enough. If I happen to get Xbox for Christmas, my game plan was to get into some PUBG.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
But I know I'll suck.
No, I like it because there's different ways to play it. So this is why I don't like playing on a team. So the other day, Sean and I were playing with two other people, and they're like guns in blazing. I'm like, the point of this game is not to kill people. The point is to survive. Why would you go in? I hide. I just hide the whole time.
That's not the point of the game. The point of the game is to kill people.
No, it's not. You have to. It's the last one standing. Winner, chicken dinner.
Go kill people to be the last one standing. People.
I let everyone else go fight it out. I sit there,
back.
I hang out, I make sure I keep getting.
Canadian. Typical.
I
Canadian.
know. I don't. Love. Don't fight.
Yeah, it's like.
I made it.
I was thinking about because this week when Canada didn't vote in the UN thing, and I'm thinking like, yeah, that's Canada. Like, go ahead, United States, start all the stuff. We'll just lay back here, let you do all the stuff.
That's me. That's me playing PUBG. Is the force field keeps coming, and I just inch ahead. Yeah. So I don't get hit by the fire. I hide in little shacks and stuff. Yeah. And I've made it to top 2, and then you have to kill. So I'm like, I don't know what to do.
now you're like, I haven't shot anything.
Yeah,
I'm not good at shooting. What are you talking about?
I just shoot like this. It's awful.
That's fun.
So, but yeah, you should. It's a ridiculous game. It's so choppy and it's just glitchy and it's awful, but it's so much fun. So it actually would be so much fun on the Switch because then you could. Well, I guess you can play it on the go because you need an internet connection. But
yeah, but you could play it like I could play it anywhere in the house, so that would be nice.
Yeah, that would be good.
But I think Sean and I have talked about it numerous times on one of the podcasts that we do, and we said before, like, Xbox needs to lock that down. They don't have many exclusives. They need to lock that game down.
Yeah, there's literally that and Fortnite are the only things I'm playing on Xbox right now. And the only reason I even have an Xbox is because Sean has an extra one. So there's one hooked up to my TV right now.
Yeah.
So.
I finally got my room set almost to the Capri status. I just need to get a second chair. We're going to, after Christmas, we're going to buy, like, dual recliners.
Nice.
So that way we can play side by side. And then the only thing I got to do is, for some reason, I don't understand this. So the TV, the mounts are identical. But the one TV sits down 2 inches lower than the other one.
You and Sean should talk.
Yeah.
Because it took him, honest to God, I don't remember. I think I've, like, suppressed this memory of him trying to set up the TVs. But it was a big ordeal trying to get them exactly level. And I think even now, like, there's probably like a couple millimeters off, and it probably drives Sean crazy.
Probably, because he's very, very OCD. He's very anal when it comes to, like, God love him. It's I don't know how neighbor Matt dealt with him for all those years. I think I strangled him in real life.
Matt.
Had to bring him up. So so how excited would you be if Fallout hit the Switch? Would you replay it again?
I've thought about this a lot because I still haven't finished Nuka World or the DLC for the PS4.
Yeah.
And I like my trophies. I really, really need Nintendo to do something like that because that keeps me going back to PlayStation. I buy things on the PlayStation for trophies.
Yeah.
That being said, I am wearing my Fallout hoodie. And my Fallout t-shirt. And let's see how flexible I am. And my Fallout socks. So, would I play it on the Switch? Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Let's be real. Someone would definitely gift that for me.
Tony's like, I would. And she's the same way. Like, you know what I think happens? You just get so burned out. And I think, too, with her, what happened to her was she picked the wrong DLC package to go into first. And she picked one of the harder, like, I guess because, like, you come out of the game and you're at a certain level. Yeah. And then you go into the first DLC package and it's a little bit harder. Yeah. But you're still, it's within range or whatever. She must have skipped one of those and went to and the enemies are much harder. So she's just, like, getting blown. It's taking her longer than it did. And I know she was getting a little frustrated, so she stopped. She put it on pause, and then we started playing Splatoon like crazy, and she just never went back. But she always keeps saying to me, like, I gotta go back. That's
what I keep saying, too, to Sean. Yeah. I'm like, I gotta play Fallout. Yeah, I leveled myself up real high. Like, I'm almost it's not even fun anymore because I'm leveled up so much. But even for me, Nuka World was, I'm like, wow, these guys are actually like taking a few bullets, not just one shot. So if you're not leveled up, I could definitely see how that would be hard.
Yeah. And she's always asking me, like, if it comes to Switch, will you play it? Because she really wants me to play it. And I'm like, I don't know, man.
I don't feel like it's your game. I don't think it's your jam. I mean, I don't know you that well when it comes to gaming, but like, I don't know.
I honestly gave it a shot, but at the time I was getting sick from it because it wasn't allowing me to play in third person. I was having to play. What is Sean complaining about? Let me see something here. He's complete. What?
Hi, Lincoln. Lincoln's watching.
Sean, she's not on top of the camera. What are you talking about? Sean's always complaining that whenever we record, that he is way up on top of the camera when we're doing, and you're fine. You're sitting normal. Like, I don't know what these guys are talking about. Like, I don't know. Sean's just trying to ransack and screw up the show, as always. You know, like a couple weeks ago, I was ready to kill him and Toby. I know we're gonna have
what
a long
else
show.
Is new?
Yeah, I know we're gonna have a long show, right? Whatever. These two decide to start being like Paul McCartney and George Harrison and like tuning guitars and talking, and I'm like, guys, we need to start the show, and they're totally ignoring me, tuning, and I'm like. I was getting so aggravated. I was like, finally I started yelling. And Toby, like, straightens up, puts the guitar down, and, like, then Joseph decides he wants to start. And Toby's like, no. Bobby's mad now. We're going to start. Like, Toby knows, like,
Bobby,
okay,
relax.
He's pushed to that point. And you can't go. Now, Tony, my thing with Fallout was I didn't know. Fallout was the first open world game I got into. So I had no clue, like, where I was going, how to, like, breadcrumb my way back and stuff. Like, I didn't really know how the map worked and how to level up and all that stuff. So I was really out of my elements. And what scared me was I would go out into the world and then come up on these hostiles and they start attacking me. And I'd get scared and I'd turn around and run back to my home base.
You sound like me.
And I would just stay at the home base. And I'm like, I'm not going out there. There's lunatics out there.
Just hide in a shack until someone else takes care of them. That's my way of gaming.
Yeah, listen, Fallout, it doesn't work that way. There is no, like, hiding in the shack. And unless you get a companion. The companion go out and die.
Aww.
I used to laugh because Tony'd be like, I'd have my headset on, I'm editing and stuff. And I'd just hear whining and crying and whining. And I'd be like, take the head. I'm like, dude, what is wrong with the dog? And it's the dog on the TV getting shot, and I don't even realize it. And I'm like, oh,
I couldn't even have dog meat because it just breaks your heart when he's yelping. I'm like, nope, can't have him. He gets to go to his doghouse back at my home base, and he can stay there.
She's getting him blown up. Like, she's sending him in. Next thing you know, he's like, boom, I'm like, oh, God. So, at least the dog never dies, technically.
No.
Like,
you can lose him, though.
You can lose him, yeah.
Yeah.
But she loved that game. Like, she really fell in love with that game. And
that makes me very happy. Yeah, I'm glad that she did.
Yeah, it was good. Well, you were her mentor. She's looked at you as she's
like,
I want to do what Chelsey did. And that was her whole mission. Like, if Chelsey can do it, I can do it. And
that's fair.
Yeah, and then Toby had Karina. Well, Karina then was all hyped up for it and wanted to do it. But then I don't know what, she got pregnant. And I was going to say,
babies ruin everything, right?
Yeah, that's why I don't have kids. That's the main reason, man. I can't. Every time I go, maybe today I'll talk to Tony about having a kid. I'm like, yeah, but you know what?
But
there's some new games coming out next week. I don't know, man. I think I got to put that on the burner for another week, and then
that's fair.
And a couple weeks go by, and I'm like, yeah, maybe. You know what, man?
You guys have a dog. Good enough.
That's good enough for me. He's a little bastard.
Well, he is her baby.
Oh my God, you have no idea. This dog, I will go up to her and give her a kiss, right? She could be laying down, and I'll go up and give her a kiss. He will literally lick her where I just kissed her. Like he's wiping my lips off.
And he's looking at you like,
and
mine.
Dude, he will always side eye me, and I'm like, dude, She's not here all the time, brother. You better calm down. Because when it's you and me, it's a different tale, and you know that. And he's like, you can tell, like, when she's gone, he's like, he'll try nothing. The minute she walks in the house, he's like, game on. I can do what I want to do. And I'm like...
So funny. They totally know.
Oh, he knows. He is such a little son of a gun. I'm like, you, sir, you're going to die one of these days. You just don't... You don't even
I
see
will
it
outlive you.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll make it my mission. You know, I'm like, you will go first. Trust me. But no.
Oh, my God.
He's a really good dog. He's, you know, I can't. He just drives me crazy. He's so spoiled. That's her fault. That's what drives me crazy, because it wasn't that bad. And then she just... See, the first dog we had lived with me most of the time. So I had him trained. Yeah. And, like, he was to perfection. Like, I literally, Chelsey, this is no lie, I could snap my fingers and he would stop. Doing whatever he was doing, didn't matter. I just snapped my fingers. This one, no. He's like, Mom's here.
Mommy.
Yeah, he's like, no, get lost, brother. I don't care. I'm like, oh.
Try it. I dare you.
He's like, please. Oh, Lord. So, I wanted to kind of dip back into your history, which I know a little bit, but just we can, you know, I want to talk about it a little bit more and go into it. So, your first Nintendo that you had, was that... Your aunt bought you that? Is that correct? Or
no, my aunt played a lot with me, but it was my parents that bought it for me.
Okay. And which one was that?
The NES. The original NES.
So how old were you when you had that?
Sean and I have talked about this a few times, because that came out in 85, I believe. I was born in 85, so I definitely didn't get it right away. We didn't get it new.
You're like Lincoln. You're like, they're putting the thing in your hands, you're like slobbering all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I was like maybe 3-ish when I got it. Like, we were still living in Regina when I got it. So, and I moved to Edmonton when I was 5.5. So I think I would say 3, maybe 4. Like, we did have a ColecoVision before that. But I was super young for that. Like, I remember it, and I remember the controller and stuff, but I don't really remember actually playing it. I just kind of remember like bleeps of it existing.
Yeah. We had the NES. We had an Atari 2600 and then an Atari 7800. My uncle had a Coleco. My other uncle had an Intellivision. And so I do remember playing the Coleco. I remember playing both, but I remember playing the Coleco. The only game, I remember playing 2 games. I remember playing Smurfs, and I remember playing, which was horrible. God, it was so bad. The first platformer I ever played, I think. And then the other one was Rocky. And I used to love playing Rocky. Like, I go in, I could beat Apollo Creed, I'd get against Clubber Lang, and he'd just whip my butt, and I'd be so mad I couldn't beat him. But it was just so much fun. I used to love that game. And then on the Intellivision, the one game that I always remember playing is Tron. We weren't playing football and stuff all the time. We just played Tron all the time.
Nice.
Which kind of sucked. It was,
nerds.
Both of them were bad. Yeah, both of them were bad. So the NES, what was like your jam on the NES?
Well, Dr. Mario for sure.
Yeah, of course.
And probably Dr. Mario, Tetris, and then Mario 3, kind of the classics.
Now I know that Sean bought Mutant Mud's collection. Have you tried Mud Blocks?
I have not, but I watched him play it.
Yeah, I think you would really like it. It is really, really good. It is a lot of fun. I would like you to do it to school all these idiots that are in the chat right now that think that like they are the be all end all puzzlers. Like Patrick from Patrick Nintendo, like he like posts these scores because they have leaderboards.
Yeah.
And he posts these scores like he's too cool for school. And I would like you to come in and just thrash his scores.
So I was uninterested just now. I was like, I don't know, like the old school type platformers that they like, But you just said that, and now I would like to play just because that's why I play anything to prove that I am the best. If I'm not the best, I just shelf it. I don't want to play it anymore.
That's what I want. I want to look on my. I don't even know if we're friends on Switch. Honestly,
probably maybe not.
We need to add each other so that way I can look on my leaderboards and go, there's Chelsey riding high on the list.
Okay. Well, maybe I will make it my Christmas game to play.
I thought you could say, my Christmas gift to you would be my friends on the Switch.
that too.
Thanks. Thank you, Ego. That was very nice of you.
My gift to you, Bobby, is my
yes.
friendship.
So, you go from the NES. Did you have a Super Nintendo?
Yep, we got that for Christmas we got the year it came out, because I think that was 1992, maybe?
91,
So,
92.
91, 92, yeah. So we got that. I remember getting that for Christmas. That was pretty sweet. And then that came with Mario World, and I think it came with another game too.
I actually thought it came with Sim City. And then
Maybe.
Mario
I haven't
World.
played that one.
Yeah.
So maybe there was different bundles too, because I don't think I played Sim City.
You guys have different...
That's true too, yeah.
I think they were also treating Canada like a different world at that point.
Well, we're up in the north, we don't have electricity or anything up here, so definitely Super Mario. That was a big one.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what else I played on that. Like, that was such a big system. We played that constantly.
Yeah.
I can't think of any games right now.
No, that's fine. But so you played that a lot. What is from there you go to the N64?
Yeah.
And you did own an N64.
Oh yeah.
What would be your game of choice there?
Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
For sure. I passed that game, I don't know, probably 8 times now.
Wow.
That's a good one. That's definitely my top 5 games for sure. Maybe even my top game. I love that game.
Are you a fan of Majora's Mask at all, or no?
So I thought I had played it, and then I was all pumped when it came out for the 3DS, and I'm like, yeah, it's going to be so exciting. Then I played it, and I went, oh, shit, I've never played this game. Like, this is all new, and I hate it. But I've been told I need to, like, power through the first little bit.
That's such a cheap cop-out.
I know, and I don't like
because
doing
it's like,
that.
man, if you don't like the game, just...
I'm mostly just frustrated right now, so I don't know if it's fair to say I don't like it, because I'm just frustrated because I don't really understand it, and I think that if I give it a few more hours, I probably will grasp it. It's a Zelda game. I struggle to, like, I want to like it. I want to play it. I want to like it.
See, but that's where I feel like it's not really a Zelda game. Like, yes, there's Link. Yes, there's all the people in all the towns and all that, but it's, like, just so different. It doesn't necessarily feel like a Zelda game.
So would you say that about Breath of the Wild?
With Breath of the Wild, I wouldn't really say that because of the fact of, like, it's still the classic tale of, like, Zelda, the castle. You need to go fight Ganon. You're not doing any of that stuff in Majora's Mask. There isn't the whole... go rescue Zelda from you're trying to stop the moon from crashing into the earth.
Right.
And it's like a different thing. It's like a side story per se. I get what they did. I like what they did. They took the assets, they turned out, and they churned out a new game very quickly. But for me, it just feels different than, where at least with Breath of the Wild, it's like, because that was the thing, like, before Breath of the Wild came out, Toby and I had a conversation. It was like, man, I'm really scared to play Breath of the Wild. And he was like, yeah, me too. I don't know what I'm getting into. And then, as we're talking to each other, I said, yeah, but you know what? We know the enemies. We know the Bogoblins. We know the Moblins. We know, basically, like, the Lizardos and all the... Like, we know the enemies that we're going to face in this game. That took a portion of the fear away, because it was like, it's not truly the unexpected. We know what we're kind of getting into. Where, I think that's where, and once we got past that fear of, like, not really knowing what to do and where to go and all that, then it was like, okay, no big deal. But I feel like that's because it has the classic tale of what you're doing. Now, if they were to put out, like, another Zelda on the Breath of the Wild engine in a couple of years, and they changed it up a little bit, then I might say, it's not really necessarily the same, but I don't know.
And they are working on another Zelda game, aren't they?
They just started. They just announced it just starting, which people are, like, freaking out, and it's like, guys, like, this
Relax.
is normal. It's normal. Like, they finished the last one, like, months ago. It's only, like... What is they're starting on it? Like, they could have just been sitting around a board table, like, kicking ideas around. Like, that's not necessarily, like temper expectations. Like they hear that and they're like, oh, that means we're gonna have it in a couple of years. And
Yeah, no.
no, it's gonna be a long time unless there's a team working on like a top-down Zelda or something like that, which I'm all for. Like give me that, like bring that back.
I was never really into those ones. Like I even like for the regular NES and the Super NES.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I need to go back. Although I did really like the one for the 3DS.
Oh, Link Between Worlds.
Yeah, that one was
That was a
really
lot of
good.
fun,
I
yeah.
really like that one a lot. That's like my top picks for games too. That's an excellent game.
I love that one. Link to the Past. See, I'm torn because Link to the Past up until this point was my favorite Zelda game of all time. Breath of the Wild is like they're neck and neck. And it's like the difference between Link to the Past and Breath of the Wild though is Link to the Past, I beat that over and over and over and over. Like I just played the hell out of that game. I actually had 2 save files. One save file was so I could just go in, fight Ganon, beat the game, and roll the credits again. And then I had another one where I would just go and play and just like go to the towns and do all this stuff and like go through and then finally beat it again. This one, I don't think you can have multiple save files, which means that if when I start it over, like it's starting from scratch, and I don't want to, like I'm still set where I am to go off and do the thing.
I think you can because I don't. I'm playing on Sean's game.
Oh,
and
then, yeah, then you must be able to. No,
Yeah.
you have to have. Okay, you have to have different profiles.
Oh yeah, and I would have my own profile then.
And that's where you're playing differently.
Yeah.
So I would have to create another profile, which I could. I could create another profile on my Switch and go back and start from scratch. Because I did try the hard mode, master mode. That ain't for me.
So do you have? Is that like one hit and you're out?
No, that's where like everything is elevated. They took away all the like the weaker bogoblins and all the weaker enemies, right? And then you
Which I'm terrible at those already, so
Yeah.
it won't be good.
But here's the thing: you hit them, and they start earning their energy back.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's
that's
like,
no good.
No, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, I can't even beat a bogoblin. I grab a stick, right, and I'm hitting him, and I hit him 3 times, and he flips over the railing, right. I climb up over the steps, I go over, his life's fully back again. And I'm like,
No, that's just frustrating.
yeah, I'm like, okay, let's try this again. I'm like, whack, 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 and I hit him hard, and he flies away from me, and I run up on him, and by the time I get to him, his energy's back again. Then I whack him once, my stick breaks, and I'm like standing there like, he hits me once, I die. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I'm like, I sat there for a minute, and I go, okay, let me try it again. Same results. Try it again, same results. And then I go, man, do I really want to try to fight Ganon or a Lionel? Where when I fight a Lionel, it takes me a good 20 minutes to beat one. Because, like, I'm getting whacked around, I'm constantly eating food. Dude, you're telling me that thing would be like a 3-hour battle. And at the end, I'm going to lose every single time. Like, no, man, it does not interest me at all. So I'm like, there's people that love this. This is not me. I got too much. I'm too old to be, like, wasting my life away on that type of stuff. Like, my time is precious. When you reach this point in life, Chelsea, you start to realize, like, time's precious.
I'm already there, Bobby.
You are too young, please.
I listen to What's Good Games a lot. Shout out to them because I'm sure they're obviously here for me listening right now.
Stop. I did message Alexa.
I know. I was like, I hope she comes on.
I messaged her privately.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I messaged her, but she hasn't replied, so I don't know. I've also
well, fingers crossed for you because she's pretty. Man. She's awesome. She's my girl. I love them. But they often talk about playing on baby mode. And, like, no shame to that because, like, especially when you're in that industry, like, you have to play games and you have to get through them. And I've always been, like, oh, normal or, like, don't play at all. Like, normal or hard. And then after listening to them, I'm like, why does that matter? Like, I need to put my ego aside and have fun playing and put it on baby mode and just, like, get through the game. So, yeah, no, the master mode or whatever, no, that is 100% not for me.
To me, you play hard mode if you're trophy hunting. And that's
the only way I do it. I look right away to see, is it a trophy? If it is, I'll start it on hard, because usually you can go down if you need to.
Yeah.
And if I can get through the first little bit on hard, great, I'll leave it there. But otherwise, no.
Yeah.
If there's no trophy, I'm not interested.
And I'm not a trophy hunter, so I could care less. So I go in and I play. Last of Us was the first time. Like, I went in normal mood.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm, like, getting spanked. And then I'm like, this game sucks, man.
Yes.
I'm not playing this game. I put it aside. And then I was listening to, at the time I was listening to Podcast Beyond with Greg and Colin.
Yeah.
And Greg says, like, man, this game, you really need to just play it at easy mode to take in the story. And then, if you want to go trophy hunt, you want to do whatever, then ramp it up and go knock yourself out. But you don't want to be so frustrated by not being able to move that you don't experience the story. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. And I went back, and I love the game. And I don't care what you say. It is a phenomenal game.
I don't remember. I'd have to ask Sean. Sean somehow always remembers these things more than I do. I don't think I played it on easy. Maybe I should have.
Yeah.
I just did not enjoy that game. And then I always say out loud, like, maybe I need to give it another chance. And Sean goes, why? You hated it. Like, there's all these other games you want to play. Why would you put time into playing a game you've already played that you didn't like?
It's true.
So, I mean, that's fair. But I do feel like I missed something. Like, I get yelled at every time I tell people, like, that just wasn't for me. And everyone's like, what do you mean? Oh, my gosh, best game ever.
They're right.
No, they're not. I don't think they are.
I think they're right. And I think you just,
I'll add it to my list of ongoing games that I need to play. I know. I don't like Horizon either, and I'm going to play that again. So
the cool thing is like Sean said that you have like a real interest to start podcasting and stuff because you started listening to like What's Good Games and all that stuff.
Yeah.
How serious is your desire for this?
So it actually all started a little bit before that. So Sean, on his show, he interviewed Marissa Roberto.
Yes.
And we were always big Reviews on the Run, EP Daily fans. And I'm going to be totally honest, Marissa wasn't my favorite. Did not like her, but whatever. Listened to that show and I just thought, oh my God, like I feel like I missed out on her on Reviews on the Run because she is an amazing person, as it turns out. And maybe a little biased because she was talking to Sean, but I feel like I took a lot from that interview. And she talks a lot about like supporting other women and how women are the first to like put women down. And, you know, you see a woman gamer and the first thing that I think all girls think is, well, is she a gamer? Why does that matter? If she enjoys games, we should be supporting each other. And anyways, that interview really affected me. I really like wanted to support my girls out there. And I don't remember how I got into What's Good Games. I think Sean maybe was listening to it and I'm like, here's 4 girls that are talking about games and they're clearly like have this passion for it. Yeah. And it makes me want to do that. Like I want to have a group of girls that I can talk gaming with now. That'd be awesome.
See, I've always kind of known who Steimer was. Yeah. And I like Steimer a lot. Like I subscribed to her channel when her and Greg were still together. And then like I just really fell in love with her because I was like, dude, she is just awesome, you know? And so for me then when her and Greg split up, she just fell off the face of the earth. Like she stopped doing YouTube for a while and then all of a sudden like boop, I start seeing videos again. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. She's back. And then right after she started, I saw she started What's Good Games and I never followed all them. Like, I never jumped on board with all of them. But my feeling is that I did listen to the first couple episodes, and it just didn't appeal to me.
And that's fair.
And so, but I figured sometimes when people are just starting out, they're still learning what works, what doesn't work, and all that. So now I'm ready to go back, give it another listen, and just be like, okay, let me,
I actually just listened to their first show today, and I've been listening to their new stuff, and I've been going back now because I'm out of content, and that's basically what I listen to, and I'm editing and stuff. And their first episode, I was listening to it today. I'm like, this is pretty bad. Like, I still like them, and I'm connected to them in a different way because I've been listening to them for a few weeks now, like constantly. But I'm like, I was saying to Sean, like, wow, it's amazing to see like y'all start somewhere, and like it's a pretty
today or yesterday because when Nintendo just came out with the Nintendo Power podcast. So when Sean and I, we had discussed something similar, like what would we do with Nintendo Power if we ran Nintendo?
Maybe they're listening.
Like, who knows? Who knows? Be nice. But the thing was like we were doing our thing and whatever, and then all of a sudden, he's like, he actually went back and started watching some of it, and he's like, dude, like, we were bad. And I was like, I know. Like, you want to see bad, go back and look at the early episodes of the Geekcast. They were horrible. Horrible. And, like, now it's like, I get so anal with, like, the production value and, like, what I'm doing and the overlays and everything's got to be perfect. And I can't, like, I'm so critical of the way it looks. And, like, I go back and I think the way it was, and it was, like, nothing. It was like we were all on string can, on cans of string talking to each other. Like, that's how it sounded at times. And it's like, but we all came from somewhere. And it's like, but that's the thing, like, if you don't grow and you don't get better, I feel like it's a missed opportunity. Like, you're dropping the ball somewhere, and you need to improve and get better and all that stuff. And so that's the main thing. And so I look at them and I go, that's the thing. Like, I can listen to a podcast. I'll be honest with you. I listened to the Nintendo Power podcast today, and I'm like, yeah, that's bad. Like, I'm like, they need to pull it together. Like, but I also said that, like, I felt like they made a mistake because they also have Audrey Drake and Jose Otero working for Nintendo now, and they both ran NVC at one point. And it's like, why wouldn't you tap into the podcast people to be like, hey guys, can you help us format this show? Even if you don't use them as hosts. Be like,
oh, but Jose's so good, they should use him.
Yeah, Jose was amazing. And just be like, Jose, what should we do? How should we do this? How should we format? Like, I'm listening to it, I'm like, guys, you have no structure. It's three guys just talking into a microphone. That's it. There's no structure whatsoever. And I'm like, you could easily just flip this on its ear, man, and just be like, you know what? We're going to go through Nintendo Power. Take an issue of Nintendo Power and go, what was the first section of Nintendo Power? Then what was the next? Like, they had classic classifieds and all these different segments, playing with the players playing with the pros, and like secret files, and like all these different things that they could bring up and do again, and basically make it whatever. And if you're going to call it the Nintendo Power podcast, then focus on what Nintendo Power was. And go from there. And it's like, you have the format right in front of your face, like, take it and do something. But when it was just like three guys talking, and I was just like, oh, this is bad. This is bad. But I recognize it, like, it's episode 1. I can't expect, like, home
But
runs.
it's Nintendo. It's kind of like beyond, like, IGN. Like, you expect
like
greatness from them.
Yeah.
Like, you this isn't Joe Blow podcast, with 3 listeners.
Thing, like, okay, so at this point now, right, when I start a podcast, if I go and start a new podcast, I personally expect it to be up here, because I've been doing it long enough that if I can't walk in the door and knock it out the park, then it's a problem. Where with them, it's like, you have people that have podcasts before. You should have sat down with them and been like, and maybe they did.
I was gonna say, hopefully they didn't.
Hopefully they didn't, if that's what it is, honestly. But, like, they could have sat down with them and been like, hey, how would you do this? What would you do? And then go, okay, here you go. I just feel like it's a missed opportunity across the board.
I'll have to listen to it. I haven't.
I'm about a quarter of the way through, and I'm just struggling at this point. And I'm like, I mean, it gets a little bit better, but then now I'm listening to an interview, which I don't, like, don't do that. Like, they did an interview with Anuma and all them, and it's like, guys, you're Nintendo. You've had interviews with Anuma a million times already. They're on your YouTube channels and stuff like. I don't need to hear you talk, and it's weird because they ask a question, they start talking in Japanese, and then you hear an English dub over top of it, and it's like, this is not what a podcast, to me, personally.
I agree.
This is just not what a podcast is. Like, we don't need, like, if you want to interview somebody that we don't know or we haven't heard from. And, like, hearing about Zelda, at this point, we've heard all we need to hear about Zelda all this time. Like, move on to something different, in my opinion.
I think so, too.
Opinions. It's just, like, people might love it, and they're like, shut up, Bobby, like, you don't know what you're talking about, but I kind of feel like I have a little bit of know of how to do a podcast. So
Well, and it's not the Zelda podcast. Like I was gonna say, like if I want to listen, if I want to talk about Fallout or listen to Fallout all day, I'm gonna listen to a Fallout podcast because guess what? They're out there.
yeah.
So I mean, it's got to be give us new news. Like that's why you listen to the Nintendo brand.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see how it works out. But who knows? But so if you did do a podcast, what would be like something you want to talk about?
Well, there might be something in the works already, and I don't think I'm allowed to talk about it yet.
What do you mean you're not allowed to talk about it?
Well, I'm doing a podcast with someone in the new year, but I don't know if that person wants me to share yet. So I better not share yet. So stay tuned. But there's something in the works.
BS, if you ask me.
Well,
is it a guy or a girl?
It's a guy.
Okay.
Although there's a listener in the Kind of Funny group. I don't know if she'd be listening right now, but Nikki, I think her last name is Powell.
Oh, yeah.
She and I have talked about, like, kind of joked about having, like, a mom nerd podcast, because I think that would be really fun, because there's something about trying to game while being a mom that I think is, like, a whole other category of gamer. Like, there's female gamer, and there's male gamer, and there's young gamer, old gamer, and all that. You put, like, old female mom gamer into one word. Or no offense to Nikki, I'm old, so.
Oh, good God.
So that'd be cool to do something like What's Good Games does.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't want to copy what they do, but
but
that is not what my show will be. Obviously, if I'm doing a show with a male, it's not going to be girly gaming talk.
Good God.
Or will it be? I don't know.
Who knows?
We'll see.
Real quick, because we're coming up on an hour, and I did tell you we would be an hour. Anything exciting happening, like gaming wise, for you? Like, do you see anything coming up that has you excited, or?
It's not coming up. It's already out. But I watched Sean play Chef Brigade Battle.
Yes.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
I don't know why I can't lock that name in.
Chef Brigade. Yeah, I have a problem having that name too.
That looks like a game that I would never pick, but it looks like so much fun, and so I am really pumped to give that a whirl.
That game was given to Sean and I.
Yes.
A gentleman, one of the developers of the game, actually gave it to us just because he enjoyed if we ran Nintendo.
Oh, that's nice.
Then the next week, Sean disappeared, and Sean's like, "Man, I feel bad that I took this code and I'm not on if we ran Nintendo anymore." And I'm like, I know. I'm like, whatever. Just enjoy it. But we're supposed to do a review. We should do that, Sean, soon. I know you're listening.
He might not be. He's probably bathing our child right now, actually.
So he's in there in the chat.
Oh.
Link's swimming around. He's fine.
He's good.
Yeah, Link's fine. So
that game looks like a lot of fun. So Sean really enjoyed it, and I saw the What's Good girls playing it, and I'm like, this game looks like total wacky doodle stuff, and I love it. So I'm pretty pumped about that one.
Sean said, shout out to Chris Johnston from Player One Podcast. Is he on that podcast, Sean? I don't know. I didn't know he was on a podcast. Sean does all the research.
Sean is so smart. I don't even know. I can't even keep up.
He's just anal. Is the problem.
Yeah.
These things that bother him until he figures them out, and then
actually, there was a cup today I saw. It said, "I don't need Google. My boyfriend has all the answers." And I thought, if it said husband, I would have bought it, because it is literally a conversation that happens all the time in our house. Sean, that guy, he's in that movie with the girl. The girl that I think is really weird, and he'd be like, "Oh, it's whatever," and he's always right. It is so weird. I give him zero information.
Don't say that.
He is Google.
The ego is. You realize I have to work with him this weekend, right?
Yeah, well.
Yeah, well.
What can I tell you? He is the human version of Google. Maybe it's just for me, though, because he just knows me so well. So he knows when I talk about the guy from that movie with that girl. Oh, yeah, you mean this.
Let's pray that's all it is. That's all it is. Chelsey, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
This was fun. Honestly, this is no lie. We started talking, and I'm thinking to myself, I gotta think of some stuff and I look over and I'm like, holy crap, we're at 50 minutes already. Like, this is the fastest show that I've ever done. Like, it flew by.
I feel like you and I probably should have an hour before the show to like catch up, so that we're not just like catching up live on podcasts.
Okay.
Hopefully,
like
people,
no, they enjoy that. Trust me.
people like you, so they'll listen to whatever you put out there.
I don't know if people like me. I think they tolerate me. They tolerate me for the people around me.
Maybe. You bring people together, Bobby.
They're like, I don't like that jerk off, but I like the people that he's associated with, so I'll hang out with him.
So I'll watch him. Follow.
Let them know. Let the people know, Chelsey. Where can they find you at on the Twitters?
At Chelsey Capri. Chelsey with a Y. Capri like the pant. And 23. 23 the number. Chelsey Marie 20 or Chelsey Capri 23.
If you actually just look, I don't even know why. Just look below her picture right now. It's right there, right in front. So
there you go.
If you're watching, but we do audio now, and so that's a thing.
Well, and just a heads up, it's basically pictures of my kid. So follow me if you want. Yeah, I will understand if you don't.
I'm about to mute her on
Look how cute he is.
If I see him eating again one more time.
Oh, but he's so cute when he eats.
I was watching today.
He's such a little piggy.
You're in the pierogies today, and I'm like, oh my god, this kid is like an eating machine, man. It's insane.
That's our life.
Yeah, exactly. So that is all. Thank you guys for checking us out over on the YouTube. If you watch us live, we appreciate that. If you want, you can subscribe to us over on iTunes, on Google Play, everything, wherever you can get a podcast. You can listen to this in the audio version if you're not able to catch it live or anything like that. So check that out. That is all. Peace out, Preston.